everybody, and welcome to this week's Disney Dining Show. I am Ryno, and joining me this week we have Hannah and Chloe. Right now I am at Disney Springs, standing outside of the Jock Lindsey Hangar bar, or for the next little bit here at Walt Disney World, I should call it the Jock Lindsey's Halloween Hangar bar. Very excited to be here. Jock Lindsey has gotten its first ever Halloween overlay, which means there's some spooky special beverages, there's some eerie eats to be had. I made all that up on the spot. I'm pretty proud of myself right now. So we're here, we're going to try whatever suits our fancy and let you know what we think about this Halloween holiday makeover. Very excited though, very excited for this. You know me, you know how much I love Halloween, so just very, very happy that there's some things to enjoy this season at Disney Springs. So before we get started with today's dining review, I do want to remind everybody that this and everything that we do here is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel. They are experts at helping you plan the perfect Disney vacation. When you book with them, it costs you nothing extra on your trip. You help support the channel and all of the content that we produce here. So check them out, dreamsunlimitedtravel.com, for a free, no obligation quote today. If you are looking for another way to support us that isn't booking a trip through Dreams Unlimited Travel, well, we also have a Patreon set up at patreon.com/disunlimited, and over there you can get exclusive content from different members of the Diz team, like myself, Hannah, or Chloe inside, who is currently hunting for a table over there. But you can again check that out, patreon.com/disunlimited. Okay, it's very hot. As much as I think I'm like just full force Halloween spirit, it's still 95 degrees here today. So it's like you got to really have a suspension of disbelief sometimes in your head, especially if you were born in New England like I was. But it's not going to stop me from enjoying my day. The only thing that can do that is some terrible drinks and food. But I'm optimistic going into this that we're going to get some pretty delicious dishes. I'm all about the alliteration today, so brace yourself. So if you're wondering, how would you know when you're at Disney Springs that Jock Lindsey's Hangar Bar got the Halloween makeover? Well, it's all decked out on the front. It's got some fun Halloween sign that looks like it's made out of some scrap metal with a little witch as the A, and I like these like Halloween pumpkin wreaths they have here on the side. It's giving very industrial Halloween. I'm going to tell you, just from stepping in here, this place definitely has curated a really cool vibe. There's a lot of like fun details. I like these paper cutouts of these like really weird like jack-o'-lanterns wearing pantaloons, and then there's like this wheel of like these classic Halloween costumes with like people in like prairie dresses with like pumpkins on their heads. There's some carved jack-o'-lanterns, there's blow molds everywhere. The Halloween decorations continue outside, which is really nice. So if you're coming at night, I think this area might be like a really nice, fun, like the ambiance must be real good. It's wrapped all the way around the boat out here. I've spoken enough. Let's check in with Hannah and Chloe and see what they have to say about the ambiance in here.
Wow, I love it so much in here. This is like my brain during Halloween just like exploded into Jock Lindsey's. It is so, so cute. I love the multicolored tinsel, like the purple, green, orange. It's almost like Mardi Gras on Halloween, or honestly like a Halloween Christmas because of all the lights and the decorations. And I love all the vintage blow molds that they've sourced, and then a lot of like the vintage garland. Yeah, it is so cute. I cannot wait to try this menu.
Yeah, I was kind of blown away. I guess it's as much as they do for Christmas. It just somehow feels more because it's new. But even they have these like really cute like wreaths outside, and then obviously the Jock Lindsey's Halloween Hangar Bar sign out front. Yeah, and you just walk in, you're immersed in it. So this is like totally exceeded my expectations to the point where like I almost don't even care what the food or drinks taste like because I'm already like having such a good time. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna be here a lot this season because it just brings me a lot of joy. And I keep like, I should be focused on the camera, but I feel like I'm like squirrel. Can't focus. I'm having a good time.
All right, so we're going to take a look at the menu now, which is the Happy Hangar Halloween menu. There are 4 drinks, 3 alcoholic, 1 non-alcoholic, and then there are 5 seasonal appetizers. I think we're going to end up ordering the entire menu just because we're like close enough, like why not do it? So for the drinks, for the seasonal libations, here are all 4 of them. We ordered the Spike Trap for $16.50. It is Malibu coconut rum, Stoli vanilla vodka, cream of coconut, and Sprite garnished with a ghost marshmallow. We got the Scarab Beetle Essence for $16.50. It is Siesta Key Silver Rum, Malibu Coconut Rum, Bowls Blue Curacao Liqueur, Dole Pineapple Juice, and Grenadine. We also ordered the Cauldron Cooler, $17.50. That is Hendrick's Gin, Domaine de Canton Ginger Liqueur, lemon juice, simple syrup, and butterfly pea extract. And then you pour in the stuff and mix it, and it changes color when you have it, so it turns from like blue to purple. We also went with the non-alcoholic drink, which is the Snake Egg Surprise for $6.75. That is simply lemonade, lime juice, desert pear syrup, and green apple boba pearls. I'm gonna try that one first before we pass around because Chloe was a little under the weather. I don't trust her antibodies. Well, I deserved that. It is a very tart drink. I like the desert pear syrup. I like the green apple boba pearls. It's too tart for me, but I think if I would say order this drink, give it a sip, and then add some like tequila or gin or even vodka to this, and it would really like bump it up a notch for me. So I actually went with the Cauldron Cooler. Like I said, $17.50. This was the Hendrick's Gin one. And I love gin, and I've stirred it up, so now it's all like light purple. I felt like when I first added this stuff, it just kind of sat in the drink. I feel like it could use a stir, but it came with this little, like, what do we call this? A beaker? Like a vial on the side, and maybe I was supposed to like stick that in there and stir it. I used my fork. Whatever. I'm not classy. I am delightfully surprised by this drink. I find that at Jock Lindsey's a lot of times lately, unless you're ordering one of the bourbon drinks, that a lot of the liquor sort of gets lost in the drinks. They're too sugary. There's too much mix in them. But this one, I can taste that Hendrick's gin right on that first sip. And the ginger liqueur blended in with that is really, I don't know, it's really nice. On an airplane, I like a gin and ginger ale, so I find that gin and ginger go together really well. And then the lemon juice and simple syrup, I thought were going to be like too sweet or tart. And actually, it adds a really nice blend to this. And the butterfly pea extract, it gives it that little extra fun Halloween element. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with this one.
I got the Scarab Beetle Essence. Thanks, I hate it. I don't like it. I gotta be honest, I looked at the menu and like, I knew I wasn't gonna love it, but research for the people, I had to do it because I am the people's princess. Just kidding. It's silver rum, Malibu, blue curacao, and pineapple and grenadine. So it's like, it is very sweet, but then it's also just like rum. I don't know. I like the presentation. It is bright blue, it is bright red, but it tastes like it is bright blue and bright red. It's a no for me, but I knew that going into it. Honestly though, I'm not really sure who this is for, because it's sweet, but it's also just like rum. Like it tastes like maybe like a Kool-Aid meets a Long Island iced tea, perhaps. This is something I drank in college, I feel, and not in a good way. So it's a pass for me, but hey, I knew I was getting into. I actually kind of like the Snake Egg Surprise, the non-alcoholic version. I like that it was tart. I think it would be great. Probably some liquor in it. I think that with some gin would give it just a little bit of floral and cut it a little bit. And I like desert pear, so I don't know if you can add alcohol to it, but I'm gonna try Ryno's because this is what I probably would have ordered because, you know, your girl loves some gin. I like that. It's gin forward in a kind of floral, elderflowery kind of way. And there's just a little bit of that lemon. I think it's well balanced, and then, you know, it's got a little bit of that ginger in it. I can kind of taste it after the fact. So that for me is the winner. Chloe's is definitely the cutest. I mean, it gets all the points for that. So but I mean, overall, that drink I thought was great. I would get a full version of the Cauldron Cooler. This witch would. Okay.
I had the Spike Trap, and I'm so in love with it. Surprise, surprise. It's got coconut vanilla Sprite, which I don't really taste that much in it, but it's reminiscent of a coconut soda. I grew up drinking Goya coconut soda every Sunday, and it reminds me of that a little bit, but then there's a lot of creaminess to it. It almost tastes like a coconut sorbet melted down. And then, I mean, we have this little guy. I'm pretty sure he's a marshmallow peep, and I'm going to try him just, you know, for research. Yeah. That's a peep.
Confirmed.
Pairs very nicely with the coconut. I'm a huge coconut nut, and I'm a huge fan of this drink. I will definitely be back and getting this again. And points for the cuteness. So, yeah.
Okay, so again, for the seasonal appetizers from the Happy Hangar Halloween menu, we went with the lot. We got all 5 of the offerings. So we started with the Skull of the Dead, which was the mojo pork, cheddar, flour tortilla, and pico de gallo, like basically mini quesadillas. $16. There was 4 of these on the plate. We also got the Alien Invader sliders for $16. These are a crispy Nashville hot fried chicken, sliced provolone, dill pickle slices, cheddar chive biscuit, and queen olives as like little eyes. They're not in it. There were 2 of these. We also got the Phantom dumplings for $14. These are chicken and pork dumplings wrapped in rice paper and served with teriyaki dipping sauce, and that came with like a little smoke effect. There were 5 of these, and again, that was $14. We got the zombie eye bites for $17, which are traditional deviled egg filling, crispy fried chicken, and then a little black olive to be the eye on top. There were 6 of these, so basically 3 eggs cut in half. And then we got the Cursed Mummy sausages for $14, which are mini smoked sausages wrapped in puff pastry and served with pomegranate mustard sauce. There were 5 of these, and they were a little bit bigger than like a pig's in a blanket. So you could cut them in half and share those, I think, and there would be like 10. Again, $14 for that. I'm going to go first just because the camera's on me and kind of rank how I liked. I don't think that there wasn't anything necessarily in here that I was like, oh, I don't like it. But there were things that I was surprised I didn't like as much and things I liked a little bit more. Like the Skull of the Dead, which I almost didn't even want to order because it wasn't really clear ahead of time what this was. The 4 little quesadillas with the mojo pork inside of these, I thought these were actually really flavorful. The 4 of them, I thought they had a good amount of that pork in there. So I thought this was really substantial. So I like that. And then also it came with like a shooter of the pomegranate mustard sauce, which apparently is the flavor of the season because it literally came with every item except for the dumplings. I really liked those. I liked the Alien Invader sliders a lot. Honestly, this is the best thing I've ever had here. It's definitely one of the best food items I've had in a long time on Disney property. There are only 2 of them. I think they can be cut up and shared if you wanted to. I bit into it after I cut 1 in half, and I regretted sharing mine immediately. Don't tell Hannah. But I thought with the pickle, like the pickle spear that it was with, or not the spear, it's like the kind that are sliced thin for like sandwiches, that the chicken was like cooked perfectly with like a nice thin crispy crust, and that cheddar chive biscuit was like I don't know, we got like perfect. It was so good. All the textures were in there, all the flavors were in there. It was the right amount of crispy. Oh my God, it was so good. I would highly recommend this item. I'd say go out of your way to get this item. That's how I felt about that. The Phantom dumplings, I had talked about this menu ahead of time on a different show, and it did exactly what I thought it was going to do. The rice paper, though cute, and I loved the smoke effect that they do, so it's a really cute item. The rice paper for some might be a sticking point because rice paper, when it's become wet and wrapped around stuff, becomes like chewy and sticky. Think like if you've ever had like a spring roll wrapped up in it, you know, it's a little, it can be a texture problem with some, but overall I thought the chicken and pork dumpling was pretty flavorful with the teriyaki dipping sauce. I liked it. I wasn't like raving about it, but I enjoyed it. The zombie eye bites, the deviled eggs, I feel like they kind of just did their normal fried chicken deviled egg thing, flipped it over into a box and was like, here you go. And again, covered with the pomegranate mustard sauce for some reason. Black olives, I picked that right off. No, ma'am. They were okay. I don't know if we had a bad batch. They were a little lackluster in comparison to everything else. And the other thing that kind of took me by surprise was the Cursed Mummy sausage. So I've talked about it a lot. My father's like claim to fame in any holiday dish is that Bob Clavin knew how to make pigs in a blanket, and that recipe that he used to do died with him because he wouldn't let any of his children learn how to do it. I think he would have taken a bite and been like, I could do better. I think the thing that threw me is a little bit is I guess I was just expecting like cocktail wieners, and they were definitely more, I think, closer to like a summer sausage. So like the sausage in there was a little more dense and a little more I want to use the word coarse, but I don't know if that feels right. But tough. Yeah, tough it could be a good thing. Like, it wasn't bad, but there was definitely an element of like staleness to it. So I didn't hate it. I'm glad we ordered it. I don't think I'd be raving about it. Honestly, the Alien and Invader sliders are what I'm going to be like, you guys have got to go. You've got to get this season. Get my drink, the Cauldron Cooler, those 2 items, and you're all set. Now let me ask the ladies what they thought of the food.
Before I dive into the food, I'm going to tell you about the non-alcoholic beverage that we ordered, the Snake Egg Surprise. I liked it pretty good initially, and then we're like, what if we add a little elixir, a little magic to it? So I ordered a shot of gin, and then just what happened. And then this cocktail with the gin, I think it's a nice combination. It kind of cuts some of that tartness and sweetness a little bit. I think the gin kind of gives it a little bit more of like that floral to it, so it just gives it a little extra zing. I like this a million times better than the Scarab Beetle Essence. That was just, I mean, I'm normally I would maybe even send it back, but I took 2 sips. I'm like, not even worth it, and that's pretty sad for $16.50. So I wouldn't do it. Now for food, I'm pretty much going to ditto everything that Ryno said. My favorite was the Alien Invader sliders. I will be coming back for those over and over again. I mean, really, I would like to eat both of those by myself. It would be a lot, but no, I definitely, like, I do not want to share those. They were perfect. The biscuits were like Cheddar Bay biscuits. Ever heard of them? So they were just like, I mean, it was just, and the consistency was perfect. Like, the biscuit was like, it was fluffy and cheesy and garlicky, and then the chicken was fried perfectly, and so I feel like every bite was just like perfect. The cheese gave it a little like zing to it, and the pickle was so good. So I mean, that is like, the decorations are worth coming out of your way alone. I would also say that is. Same thing, the Skull of the Dead quesadillas. I wasn't even going to order these, and they were delicious. And I feel like it was one of the better values for $16 because, as Ryno said, you do get a lot of pork with it, and they were delicious, like easily shareable, kind of like appeals to a lot of people, and the flavor was good. Even though I really like their bread or the presentation of the red sauce, the pomegranate mustard, I just don't think, I mean, pork and mustard goes together, but I don't know. I pass on that. Next up, I am going to say the Phantom dumplings. I thought the dumplings were like very flavorful, cooked really well. Those were delicious. The rice paper does get a little sticky, so I ended up like tearing some of mine off, but I thought the sauce was really good, and you get 5 of those. So again, I think that's like maybe a little bit better value. And then next on my list, must get, is the Cursed Mummy sausages. I'm hoping these are maybe a little overcooked because they were tough. Also, they used, they use puff pastry instead of like, I think about pigs in a blanket, like, church potluck. People are using the cocktail wieners and the crescent rolls, and so they're a little bit easier to bite into, and they're a little bit fluffier, and so I don't know. I'd rather have the potluck pigs in a blanket. So those were a little disappointing. They didn't have to make it that fancy, And the zombie eye bites. So I was really looking forward to these because if you guys saw, I think it was the last time we did a review here at Jock Lindsey's, we got the seasonal. It was the fried chicken and deviled egg, and we like really loved it. And this fell flat for me. I feel like the deviled egg, the filling was just not, like, it needed some spice to it. Definitely needed maybe some relish or something added to it. And then that combined with, again, this pomegranate mustard, I'm like, I get the presentation is great, but I'm like, it don't go. It does not work. Quit trying to make fetch happen. Don't do it. There's other ways to achieve that would have been cute. So I was surprised. I would not order that one again. But yeah, come for the sliders. I would say definitely come for Ryno's drink. And even though I didn't try clothes, it's so cute. Definitely worth a shot.
Everything was presented beautifully. I was honestly surprised there was so much thought put into pretty much everything except our favorite dish, go figure. But from the mummies in the coffin, where it was like, when they opened it, they made little noises like screaming.
It's funny, it sounds just like me.
That was so cute, to the little smokiness coming from the mummy sausage, or what are these? The phantom dumplings, excuse me. Every dish had a really cool presentation, so it felt like they put a lot of thought, and I mean, every product is new for it seems like, for the presentation. And for the taste, my favorite, like the other two, were the Alien Invader sliders. I will absolutely be back for those sandwiches. The biscuit, like Hannah said, was those Cheddar Bay biscuits. Perfect, buttery, fluffy. The chicken inside, it was like double fried. It was so perfectly crispy, and mine was sitting for a few minutes longer before I had a first bite, and it was still like, the crunch was heavenly. The pickle was great. The teeth cheese that was so cute on top, and then I love olives, so I ate every eyeball on top. That was definitely my number one. My number two was, surprise, were the Skull of the Dead little quesadillas. Like the other two said, we weren't set on ordering those, and it was kind of like a last minute addition, and honestly they were very surprising. They were full of the pork and really tasty. I definitely get those again. I wasn't, like Hannah, I wasn't really a big fan of the pomegranate mustard, except when it came to the Cursed Mummy sausages. I felt like it added to things that were kind of a letdown for it. I wish the phyllo wrapped around the sausages was a little bit fluffier. The whole thing was very dense, and I felt like the mustard kind of brought some moisture back into it. That was definitely needed. They're so cute, and the presentation's great, so who knows, we might have gotten a fluke serving. I would be willing to try those again. It still are tasty because it's pigs in a blanket. I mean, you can't lose with those. Next, the phantom dumplings. The presentation's great, like I said. The taste is really good too. I'm not sure if I would get these again. I was a little sensitive to the feel of the sticky rice paper on the bottom. I like it around the actual dumpling itself, but when my fingers caught like the bottom of this little guy, it almost feels like a rain poncho. It doesn't feel like you should be eating it. But it's good. And then the sauce that you dip it in, this is the teriyaki dipping sauce. So it was pretty good. Yeah, Hannah's gluing it back together now. Very sticky. My least favorite was the zombie eye bites. I remember loving, and I mistakenly thought that they were like a mainstay on the menu, but they were seasonal when we had those little like on the airplane deviled eggs. And I feel like it was like a chicken wing, or it was a tossed in sauce chicken. The chicken in this one, the zombie eye bites, they're just plain. There's like very little seasoning, and I didn't love that part. And then the actual deviled egg part had very little seasoning as well. I feel like they were really relying on the pomegranate mustard on the top and the black olive, which is not a pleasant combination. I honestly had a hard time eating this, so I had one and I was done, and I'm not going to get it again, which was a bummer because that was definitely like, oh, deviled eggs, we're getting those, but no. I think I covered everything. Definitely come back for the Alien Invader sliders. They're so cute, and I hope that they're in Monstropolis maybe one day. Disney, take a hint. That would be so fun. And then my drink was great, and from what they're saying, the Ryno's drink was fantastic too, so I'll definitely be back. We've got another like 2.5, 3 months to enjoy this overlay, so I'll be back for sure.
All right, we are done. I'm full. We're outside. I want to check in now. Before we give you the would we recommend, would we come back stuff, I just want to give a shout out to our server, JD. He was very good, very attentive, and just like he came around just the right amount of time. Really enjoyed the service that he had in there. Hannah and Chloe, what do you guys think? Would you come back?
Oh, absolutely. I'm already planning my next visit purely for the decorations. I think that is like, everybody's going to enjoy that. The sliders, and then your cocktail that you had with the gin.
The cauldron, something or other.
Cooler,
yeah,
perhaps,
cauldron cooler. That feels right.
It feels right.
It feels right in my soul.
Yeah, I would definitely come back for that. It's a very least for the Halloween vibes in there. I don't think we have anything quite like that at Walt Disney World. So this was
it's a nice addition. Nice addition.
Really nice surprise.
What about you over here, Chloe?
Oh, I'll definitely come
back.
back.
What about you? Let me just make sure you're in the shot.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll definitely be back. Like Hannah, I'm already planning my next visit. It reminded me of, like, you know how you see photos of bars throughout Manhattan that are decorated for the holidays? That's what it reminded me of, like walking through it again.
Vogue.
Yes,
Right
again, like, we don't have anything like this at Disney World, so this is really exciting that Halloween's spreading throughout the resort.
All the way down here to the West End.
Yeah, the landing.
Other areas of Manhattan.
No, I will definitely be back for those sliders, my cocktail, and I want to try Ryno's cocktail, so catch you there.
All right, she liked her cocktail enough to get it again. Poor Hannah. the cocktail queen.
Can't win them all. I knew what I was getting into.
She knew what she was getting into, but
other people ordered it.
yeah,
So, you know.
I wouldn't recommend that one, but I feel like at least I enjoyed mine quite a bit. I would come back. I'd get that. I'd get the sliders. I'd ask for JD if I could, and I think I'd soak in. I really want to see this at night because I bet with the lights and stuff, it really adds like an extra element. Like especially with the decorations being outside, not just inside, is nice, but inside really has that extra touch on it. So we definitely recommend it. Much better experience than our last dining review that we had here. So you'll have to check it out. Let us know what you think about it. We tried everything because normally I say let us know if we missed an item, but unless there's a secret menu item we missed out on, I need to know about that. But I think that's going to do it for this episode of the Disney Dining Show. Thank you, Chloe and Hannah, for dining with me and having some cocktails. Hey, spooky times, spooky vibes. It was a good time. If you're watching this video on YouTube, if you want to hit that thumbs up button, leave us some comments about like where you'd like to see us go next. If you're listening to the podcast, please rate and review that wherever you are listening. That is going to do it for this Disney Dining Show. Remember, stay hungry, everybody. Yummy, yummy.